What an exciting start that was to the series. I'm now joined by the head coach of PRX, Alex. Now, Alex, that round 21 Device Sage War defuse was beautiful, and it really felt like a turning point for you guys. So talk me through what was going through your mind when you saw that, and how proud are you of the fact that your boys managed to actually clinch that out in the end?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very proud, obviously. It looked like they were running, FUT was going to run away with it because we were too individual. So the fact that they managed to combine at the moment, I'm very happy about it. Yeah, it was a turning point, I think. Yeah, you know, when you lose like that, a round like that, it can really break you. I think that's what happened to FUT. So I hope that we keep this momentum up.
I can't wait to see it. Thank you very much, and best of luck on map 2.
And what can only be described as one of the most exciting matches here in Champions Seoul. FUT and PRX brought it on Sunset. But let's start from the absolute beginning, because Mimi, I mean, we were seeing some great ideas across the board from PRX.
And this is how I thought the game was going to go. The Sage comp being so strong. You see here, a slow orb is going into that smoke. There are two players in spawn ready to defend something on site there, but neither of them can swing through and assist their teammate. And then in this late round, Devi, after segmenting off the retake with the wall, absolutely cooks them. And I think this was the story of the first few rounds. Slow orbs on the execute, stopping FUT from flood defending, and PRX winning out in the post plants with those walls to disrupt timings. But honestly, FUT, I think, found some great solutions towards the end of that first half.
Yeah. They were finding gaps. They were finding opportunities to really get in there and make an impact.
Yeah, they were playing together, and it was off of the back of the anchoring from Yedaje, who had a phenomenal map, honestly. And now we're seeing why FUT picked this map into PRX. The game plan on attack was phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is disheartening, because if you're a FUT fan, and for the FUT boys in general, because there were a point in time, Mimi, where I really did feel like FUT were starting to run away with this.
I think they were in control until some of those crucial rounds in the second half. It's another game where FUT is leading in the first kills. Yedaje, who you mentioned, CNET as well, both having great maps. But I think it came down to these PRX retakes, that wall round that Yunsu was talking to Alex about in the interview, and also some of the excellent reads towards the end of the game. The round where they're just spamming people down in mid, getting the opening kills there. PRX really locked in with some fantastic adaptation to close out this map.
And another thing, too, to point in mind, we were talking about this while we were watching a game, right? We were seeing way too many times PRX were just running as individuals. Alex even mentioned himself.
Yes.
That like, PRX is at its best when they deathball. When they get together and they shoot together.
And it's the same story for FUT as well. That's what started the comeback on the defensive side. They were playing retake all together, going in together. And even in the post plants on their attacking half, there was a lot of disruption that they were trying to do, but it wasn't alone. It wasn't solo warriors. It was utility, breach utility in the post plant, and taking the fight to PRX, because they know if they let PRX set up that retake and give them the spacing that they want, it's going to be nearly impossible when you got shooters like that.
But there was one player, though, that you did talk about, and that leads us to our Verizon high-speed moment. You got Yedaje with the 3K, and honestly, you could have picked a variety of rounds from Yedaje in this one. This one, though, was quite nice. He had a brilliant setup on the side. He had his teammates there to back him up, and even though he does get picked off, the job was done. He gets 3 for value, absolute thing of beauty, and
he's like controlling his spray so perfectly on that third kill.
He was the X factor for them in that map, honestly. He was constantly in the kill feed, Mimi. It was unreal.
Even with the attack operator, I mean, there's limited info on the side of PRX on their defensive side. Steel said that on the cast, and that's why he was opping. He had the outlaw first 2 rounds after the pistol. Then he was opping already, third, fourth round, and he got so many first bloods doing so.
Absolutely. But we talked a lot about this Sage comp already. Dre, I know that you were earlier in your Valorant career inspired by PRX's own fundamentals from this comp, because they've played stuff like this before. It's their bread and butter.
Yeah, so we copied their composition. They used to run this stuff on Haven, and that's when Fade was really OP. So yeah, all you do is you wall in, you nade one side, you get the spike planted, you have stuff for post plant with the breach utility, and it's great. It's a really good game plan to go into it, and it's cool that they're bringing stuff from like 2-3 years ago and implementing it now in 2024 at Champs.
Yeah, and it's so cool that they have like these really simple ideas, but they just execute on stuff really well. That's PRX.
Yeah, indeed it is. It was a bit of a disheartening loss, though, for sure, for the boys on FUT. So let's go ahead and see what Coach Gaius has to say as we get ready for map 2.
I'm now joined by Coach Gaius from FUT and Scarlett to do some translations ahead of the next map. Now, I know you must be very disappointed with the way how map 1 went, but I wanted to ask you, what did you say to your players just now backstage? How do you make sure they can move on mentally and focus on the next one?
Öncelikle yani mağlubiyetten ötürü hayal kırıklığına sahip olduğunu biliyorum. Maç arasında şu anda takımdakilere, oyunculara neler söyledin ki sonraki maça hazırlanabilsinler, mentallerini toparlayabilsinler? Ne konuştunuz içeride?
13-0 yesek bile geri çekilmeyin. İkinci map'te www.
Even if we get 13-0, don't fall back, don't step on the brakes. Just www, press W.
Oh, against W Gaming, I like it. Thank you very much, guys, and best of luck on map 2.
For the guys being known for W Gaming taking the fight to their opponents, it is quite refreshing to hear FUT, a team that is a little bit more, that has been known to be a bit more stoic at times, and maybe a bit inflexible, as we were talking about before, actually adopt that. And you were seeing it there. I mean, Baby, you were talking about it many times. FUT were being proactive, they were being in their face, they were not trying to let PRX get in.
Yeah, and if they don't get eco, they probably win this map. I mean, let's just keep it a buck,
real talk,
right?
Bro,
it is
real
what
talk.
it is. But you got to be careful with the W Gaming against W Gaming.
Yeah.
Because if you overextend, you're going to get punished. You're going to get sat down. You're going to give chances for PRX on a light buy to do things to you like that.
And this is the map where I think PRX go back to the more classic PRX style people are familiar with. They were previously playing their Harbor Reyna Raze composition, where they had these really creative attack side executes with that Harbor pathing in unique ways. Recently in Pacific, they've gone back to playing the Yoru on this map, which they did years ago, before it was cool, and are back to trying that stuff out. And always, I think the pinnacle of PRX on this map is a variety of looks for executes on their attacking side, and just really solid team play on these executes. And PRX is doing none of that. They're playing the meta 100 Thieves comp. I'm a little surprised.
Squads. Yeah, that is very, very surprising. And I'm just wondering if maybe that's not their identity. Maybe that's not a good thing for them.
It's a new PRX.
Oh, I don't know. It's the dawn of a new day for the PRX boys. But, I mean, what this tells me, though, is that PRX, at the very least, they know the pressure's on. They got to take this one seriously. They can't take these risks.
Absolutely. Everyone's playing this comp for a reason. It is good. But both these teams have to lock in for their execution. They both have aspirations of making it deep in playoffs. They've done it before. FUT had their breakout last Champions, and PRX put an end to that. If they can do it again here on Bind, they get to stay alive, have a chance to escape groups.
You can see the pressure. You can see the moment is settling there for Mindfreak, and as all the players start to get ready, this is it. Can PRX close it out, or will we go to a map 3? Let's send it back over to Pansy and Steel.
That is the big question, isn't it? Are we going the distance, or does PRX with this slightly adjusted comp have what it takes? Josh, where does your mind go when you see these adjustments to the more traditional, I guess, 2024 comp coming out here for someone like PRX?
It's a really well-rounded composition. It lets you do many things. You can get a lot of space taken with the fade, with the gecko, getting those initiators involved. The raise obviously is just a staple on this map, and then the double controller helps both sides really with dicing up the map, helping with the retakes, and Bind essentially comes down to that. It's basically find out where the weaker side is, hit it, and then it's the retake for the other team. Right now though, PRX, 4 people short A. Not confirmed info from FUT, just knowing that there's someone there, but how many? Working up towards that hookah area. That B site is exposed right now. The timing is everything. If they are caught out, that Brim Smoke, that's the attacker side Brim Smoke, just to take this control.
And Devi, the one who's got the Sheriff no armor, everyone else has the light shields and just the classics.
Haunt gets info, and a big 4-man TP could be the difference maker here. Does Cracks catch them?
I mean, he can only keep him present for so long, right? Like, surely... No, they're not going for the TP.
No paint shells for the defenders. Like, it's too hard to get through that, but it might be a 5 versus 5 retake here. The smokes are going to come down in a second, surely.
Devi's playing forward, though. I'm looking how close he gets to this. He was leaning forward in CT. You can see why. Has a line towards our captain. Just going to spam through the smoke, and it works. Footer on the side, but look at the pre-take. Look at the absolute prelude to chaos we've got going on here. PRX. I mean, yeah, you spotted him, Cracks, but you got to find all 5. Not going to happen. And the hit squad makes it to the site.
An almost flawless pistol round for PRX. That defensive smoke coming out into the front of the site as well. The timing was everything. FUT maybe a little bit too slow on their approach there. Getting that information from Cracks at short A, and still all of the defenders are able to move through lamps, through spawn, and get out that choke point at B before anybody from attack is basically out on the site. That's just not good enough for FUT. Maybe they're looking at that last map. Oh, we let that get away. We can't make any mistakes. And now, are they playing, instead of playing to win, they're playing not to lose, and their slow approach is what's going to catch them?
And that is a worry, isn't it? The impact of that previous map. There's something to be said about close losses, how they hurt even more than just the clear-cut one-way affairs. And that one might sting. Already, something showing off where that Vandal may be. There are 2 Bulldogs to supplement, and just the Spectre and the Sheriff to round out. On the other side, purely classics. So, ooh. You didn't like that. Oh, the
That's a
C-stage!
big combo.
Yeah, if they swing this, yeah, they are so weak. And yeah, comfortable in the end. Get the round done. 4 staying alive. No loss of weaponry. They're happy.
You know what's interesting, though? FUT is a huge Spectre and, well, not Spectre, sorry.
Stinger.
Sheriff and maybe
yeah.
Stinger team. Right there, 5 classics. They're playing all in for this round 3. They have heavy shields on 4 players, only light shields on 1. They've got their Vandals and their Phantoms up. They're playing for this round. PRX, 2 Vandals only, 2 Bulldogs and a Spectre here. So this is going to be a big test for FUT to be able to, again, like they did on this last map, set the tone.
Potentially an aggressive start here. I say potentially, absolutely is. Jing flying down the map, but it's Mindfreak to be rewarded first, and the follow-up found for him too. They are asserting dominance. This is just chaos personified, but in the most perfectly executed way. They have...
In the smoke.
Yeah, they have everything they need here. And the captain falls. Oh, it's just perfect. PRX, they look so good at this. The aggression, just profound. As Yedajay, you were monstrous on map 1, but now you're surrounded on basically all fronts. The spike couldn't be deeper in enemy control, but he can't isolate the fight. It's 3 clear-cut rounds, and I'm worried about FUT's mental here. I'm worried they're getting boomed. If you can't stop the roll, if you can't stop the aggression and handle how PRX play, you will be just blown asunder.
If they can't get even 3 kills on this round, yes, they've got Sheriffs, yes, they got a Stinger. If they can't make something happen where they get even just a few kills, I think round 5 timeout, talk about what's going on. Because right now, PRX, they started out 4 players on A on pistol, and here they did a 4-man B play where they're leaving Viper on an island on their lonesome. Yep. 1 time at B, 1 time on A. PRX really active. FUT need to identify that as soon as possible if they want to have a chance. Otherwise, oh man, 3.
They get nothing. This is just an absolute masterclass in finding a wound and then pressing down on it. FUT are just hemorrhaging in these rounds, not even getting a chance to take any steps forward. Pressured down long, pressured through shower. The map's not theirs. Yedajay and Ada Captain being hunted down, being herded down, and the confidence is building and building. This could be the 4th round. It looks extremely likely, and it looks like it's going to be clean as well. Yedajay has barely left spawn. It's not a fun position to be in. This is the PRX that gives people nightmares. Nice try. It ain't good enough. A flawless round here, Josh. That timeout has to hit quick here. They are getting absolutely pushed around this server.
Timeout needs to come in. FUT need to pick up 1 round in the next... They need to pick up basically 2 out of the next 4 right now. Otherwise, I think PRX is probably going to run with this. They stole map 1 right under FUT's nose. Oh, yeah. Coming back from that, you know, it was a close game the whole way through. But right here, PRX could steal this 10-2, 11-1 even. Easy. And defense side, this isn't the easy side.
Because look at their money. Finances are booming. The ults are going to come through as well. It's just
snowballing, yeah.
It's so hard. So it's this round has to be something. And FUT are walking on just thin ice. Now, they've traded effectively this time. They've won an extremity. That's something.
And Jing.
Very funny.
Conversion is must needed for FUT.
Ooh, Mindfreak, that's huge. Actually getting noted is big. They can try... Okay, you may see where he is, but it may not seem to matter. He's isolating fight after fight and they're falling like flies. Oh, what are we doing? No, an absolute fumble here. And how is it just on Mr. Fallen? He's read it right, but the timing's wrong. And PRX breaking FUT's hearts. They're crumbling, Josh. They're crumbling.
That was a 4-on-3. He's not isolating the fight. FUT is doing what they did against EDG. They're
What are they
running, they're
doing?
scattering around, and everyone's they're trying to chase down the kills, but they're not doing it together. We talked about how they played those post plants on A, on that first map, Sunset, and how they kind of moved here together in tandem, did this, did that, shifted over there together. But here, what is this? One goes left, one goes right, one's in the smoke, one's over
in the mosh.
Yeah, and then he runs into his teammate's mosh, and like, come
Heads in the game, boys.
Come on. This is and now PRX got these ultimates online. It's yeah, this is just the toughest snowball.
Got to see more. Got to see more. A set piece. Get some stability. Get some assurances. And right now it's Jin getting some, taken out a captain. Mindfreak finding cracks. This is looking like curtain call here. There's only so many ways to say this. It's just perfect work from PRX. 6 now. The difference between map 1 and map 2 is such a stark contrast. Josh, where's the timeout? They need a lifeline here.
Yeah.
They need, I don't know, get out the resuscitation pads. What is going on? They have been just broken through this.
PRX has had a really good handle of the situation. Good aggression, good teamwork. It's not just mindless aggression.
No,
They're
it's
moving
not.
together, and FUT is making these individual mistakes. They're not catching their timing, starting with that pistol round. They missed their timing to get into B. Here, now it's just, they got to the point where PRX, they've got the momentum on their side. They're snowballing because they have their ultimates coming online. They're getting the momentum because their energy, they're winning 6 rounds in a row. Now, they've unlocked the ability to take a little bit more risks.
Yep.
It's not going to be that devastating for them because they always can do buy round after buy round after buy round. That they're going to go for these. They're going to be really aggressive.
Right.
And FUT, they need to be able to convert these rounds. When they get those advantages, the 2-for-1 trade on showers, okay, cool.
That's
now,
a good start.
That's
What do
a
we do
great
now?
start. You have to convert in that 4-on-3. You have to still move together. And we've seen them move together. They were doing it on Sunset.
Yes.
Something happened between, you know, the middle of the game on Sunset until now. Something happened, and internally, we talk about on EMEA, the Vibe Merchant team, whatever. I mean, unironically, they are. And they need the vibes, and they don't have it right now. They are crumbling, and it's going to be an internal crumble. So we have snowballs on 2 fronts. PRX snowballing in a positive momentum, and FUT just crumbling and spiraling.
Yeah. No, it's clear as day. FUT, whatever's happened in this timeout, guys, better have had a good word, because you don't want to go out with a whimper. This is elimination. This isn't just another game. This isn't just another group stage. PRX. Yeah, setting up the firing squad, and this could be an execution waiting, and it absolutely is. Body after body dropped, and again, a 2-man disadvantage to begin with. Something holding the line. It's easy for him. They look so in the zone, so comfortable. As said, I can't stress it enough. This is the PRX that is nightmare-inducing, confident, aggressive in all the right ways, and hard to get a beat on. And for FUT, and for our captain, it's a formality. This round, he wants it done. Get back into it, get that buy up, and get going, because this is a landslide. And PRX are at the top of the mountain right now.
It's the second flawless for PRX in this half. I think maybe 2 or 3 rounds where they had 4 alive as well to close these rounds out. It's not even like it's a close game where it's like
not.
coming down to the wire, the clutches, the one-on-one situation where FUT's kind of faltering at the end. These are just so one-sided.
They absolutely are. And now, this is the round the timeout was for. If there was a concept, a consideration, a plan in mind, you bring it in now. But does PRX then say, hell, we'll go aggressive somewhere else? They're going to throw a spanner in the works, give them something new to look at. We're going to have the ult coming down towards long. That should shut off at least that area for now, funnel them in towards that 3-play stack on A.
PRX starting with that showers hold, pivoting back into short. They saw up going aggressive.
It's audacious and it works. He's got the support all the way out. They got Forsaken, but they still caught CNED on the other side. And Mindfreak confident, but gets punished this time. Mr. Fallen finds his man. They still know that there's going to be a player over towards B long. That Viper's Pit's still in play.
Nightfall as well. I would not be surprised if FUT come back into this B, use that Nightfall, lock down that Viper.
Logic dictates they head towards A, and that's surely going to spur them on now. Choices to be made, but they continue forward. The one man in their way, danger through and through. Personified at times is Jing, but he's noted and he's held back. Utility specifically to keep him contained. Devi's slow creep forward is already considered. That ult being on B-Long kind of tailor-makes his trajectory. The first fight not going to be his. Mr. Fallen reads it well, and now Jing in an uphill struggle. A 1v4. Incredibly difficult, and it looks like FUT has probably found their first here. These post-plant positions are strong. A high-low setup, it's secured. FUT carve out there first, but it took time to get there. 8 rounds.
We heard that roar from behind us as well. So maybe not completely mentally out of the game. 4 ultimates online for FUT. Round by round, if they can get it, I mean, 4 rounds in a row is not unheard of. If they're able to do this, 7-5, we have a game in our hands. PRX is in such a comfortable position still, though. They still have the money for the operator. They still have one of the ultimates, the orbital strike, available. And they probably are still feeling confident enough to take these risks, to look for these duels. Maybe 1 or 2 more opportunities for FUT to be able to get back in with those kind of risks that PRX is taking before PRX needs to kind of readjust.
And again, these ultimates starting again. Well-rounded from FUT. They have everything they want, but a double stack towards Showers has been given a lot of freedom here. PRX are going to be behind the wire, deep in enemy territory.
Don't sit in lamps. That orbital strike's online. You have to take some space. CNED at the front of it. Identifies this.
I think they've noted it. Nightfall this time. And the next ult from Mr. Fallen as well. Fishel comes in, the re-aggress through Showers. Jing gets caught. They've got to know there was another here. But Crack's going to be contained, and Mindfreak looking to punish. He doesn't get what he wants. There's a fight still in him. FUT not down yet, not out. Still trying to hold what they can here. Secure what remains in this half. There's something left to have to respect this. But he is being hunted. Yetajay wants that operator gone. Almost. He knows he's going to re-peek. It's something. Of course he is. They are hunting him down left, right, and center. They've got him. They've got their man. Finally, they strike back in full force.
A convincing round. Big execute. Showstopper invested. And the foresight to understand what was going on. Good positioning from Cracks here to deal with this Showers play. A good fight. Keeping it forwards. PRX, they take this time out. They need to understand, hey, you know, this is a couple of rounds. It's like they got defibrillated and their heart got started again for the side of FUT. And now it's like, wait, okay, you know, now they're starting to shoot back. Now we need to make sure, okay, we have a good lead, 5-round lead. There's a few more rounds in this half. Let's make sure that we close it out really strong. We can still get a 10-2 here. So that's probably what they're talking about. Hey, let's make a couple of adjustments. Let's slip a couple of rounds here.
Yep.
They have a real chance to come back in. Ultimates online. Let's not give it away. Hop in the hands of CNED on attack. Loves going for shower picks as well, so.
Yep. Want to see what he can do with that. Again, he's one of those players that can have such impact on those high days, but it's not been his day here. Mr. Fallen, Yetajay closer towards the top of the board for FUT. On the other side, of course, Devi, Mindfreak, something they're all kind of hitting. I think every single player, PRX is in form here. It's scary to face. There is no weak link.
It's hard to kind of look at the 2 teams here, where one team, we're talking about Yetajay, we're talking about CNED, we're highlighting these 2 players in specific. We're not even talking about the other 3 players on the team who are absolutely good and have good value as support characters. But on PRX, it's like, who do you even highlight at this point? It's everyone. Is just involved.
Yeah, they are the collective. They are the 5. They stand together, literally. And the high-low setup, again, it was rewarded last time. Does he get a reward here? A very patient beginning, maybe expecting some aggression from PRX. So FUT sitting in a very deep default.
Off the back of a timeout. Sensible. Judge and Hookah.
Nasty.
But the double initiator with that raise is going to be able to sniff out a few of these situations.
You'd hope so. You'd hope so. You hope that protocol list is there. There we go. Wingman at least going to come in. That should either force him away or shows
the judge.
There we go. Now, does that shut down the attempt towards Hookah, or does it make them reassess how they want to approach this? FUT now giving a little bit more piece of the puzzle, right? They're starting to work out what's in front of them.
Solo
About a minute
up.
left.
Oh, a Dizzy could just crush this right now, or a Haunt. This is risky for CNED right now. With the fake Viper ulti up, short A.
Hearing that judge. Sees. It's good.
They don't know that nobody's behind him. They're afraid to peek.
Dual posturing.
Playing with fire.
But I'm also noting Devi. His positioning here, creeping through from showers. He might get the timing right. It's about him and CNED. When do they cross paths, if they do? And Jing just has to keep himself alive, keep a bit of space on the site. The Prowler will reveal his position. The TP gets taken. Device crept closer. He's denied the rotation, and Jing's paint shell was on the money. Oh, the second glance, and it works. PRX playing patient, and it's paying dividends. Yetajay, left to his own devices, surrounded on all fronts with 5 seconds. The spike is not in hand, and he knows this one's wraps. Get out of there, get out of danger. PRX shifting gear. We credit them for their aggression, for their confidence, for their fast plays, but we've seen them just show real discipline, real patience in approach, sitting deep, working what they had. Great timing on that push out from Devi as well.
They let FUT make the mistake again. Ill-timed. They run out of time here, tank this paint shells. Nope. Don't even get the spike planted. Afraid to go hookah because of the judge. Walking up, contact up along B. Can't find an opening. Gets tethered, haunted, everything. Funneled. I don't know what the idea was there from FUT. It was too slow.
Yeah, got caught just at the end. And then again, the aggression starting here. Taking control. Quite indicative that they found no resistance thus far, but there is a player keeping track of this. That is going to be Mr. Fallen. Waiting with Yetajay. The Dizzy, very good here. Yeah, that reveals
info.
1.
You don't need it. Let CNED. He's still toying with it.
They have to fight for every step taken, it feels like, in this match.
But here, it should be CNED moving up off that info, having his teammates defend him to destroy this Prowler.
Oh, what a shot! And what a dodge! CNED takes away Jing, and now the crunch through the TP. They get the man back on Cracks. Follow up
by 1.
Devi, just decimating 3. A glimmer of hope shattered in a second. And now the cross going to be watched and controlled by something. Yetajay left alone. Again, alone here. Spike so far away. And Devi, whoa, quickly brought back to heal as Yetajay, that shorty, is maybe the end of him. He's going to give it a damn good go. 5 HP in a dream, but 2 players to get past, and they're so close to each other. It would have to be nothing short of a miracle, and it almost was. PRX, they live and die by the sword, and they get themselves up towards 9. Josh, this is looking like it's wraps.
It's so weird seeing this shift. It's like a second personality. You see CNED kind of moving up with this op. Where's that support? Where's the people to break the Prowlers? And then here it's just one by one they swing. It's so weird. You'd think like they would move up in different positions together, but PRX, again, just moving so well together, having the firing squads kind of cutting the map down, moving together. The kill distribution is just on point for them too.
And it looks pacier this time, though. It looks quicker.
Showers crunch is what they wanted to go for.
But I'm looking at the positioning coming out from something. Do they
Huge
check on this?
tether.
Ah, the Dizzy going to reveal it. He has to take the TP as a quick way out, and the site looks vulnerable. Nice. FUT going through that list well here. But hesitation might cost them that advantage they once had. Now you're going to see the molly coming in.
Strike.
Now you're going to see all the counter util, and you're right, that is in play, and it is going to be utilized. Mindfreak could get caught in this one. Jing still going to be doing the damage. Takes away CNED, gets a little closer, goes down. Mindfreak is weak, 10 HP, can't do the damage. And now numbers favorable towards FUT. Should have the time on their side. This should be the gate shut on this round and this half at a 9-3.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
Rash out. So hard, 2 versus 4 to come back into this. Cracks hears this as well. 1 hookah, 1 long, crossfire.
They should have everything they need here. It should be a slam dunk. Seal it. Cracks. Okay. Devi, he did well before, but this is very hard. They are isolated, but they swing together. Make sure it counts. 3 rounds, Josh. I don't know if it's enough. I want you to break down when we come back from this if you feel that it's gonna be enough to tip the scales. But PRX came out looking lethal. This has been a half to remember for them, and it might be the one to secure their safety here in Champs.
Red Bull gives you wings.
9-3. A pretty condemning scoreline, I think, by most of our accounts. PRX coming out swinging, looking so deadly. Josh, I mean, they set the tone within the first couple of rounds. Aggression after aggression, pushing, controlling, and FUT couldn't fight back.
You're absolutely right. PRX is looking so strong, but not only strong in their individual mechanics, they're so well-rounded. We saw the patience, the passive rounds.
Correct.
We saw the firing squads. We saw them aggression down long B. We saw them pressure one side, pivot to another. We saw it all. We saw them doing retakes. But what we saw on map 1 on Sunset was they had us in the first half as well, right?
It's true.
Anything can happen. It's all down to this pistol round. If FUT's able to convert this, maybe we have a game going on our hands. I mean, PRX had a 7-0 start. FUT, with a pistol round, could definitely close the gap. This is so important right here, because otherwise PRX is just flying their way into that next round.
Nice little setup here, but the timing might be off. Got caught with his pants down, and PRX gonna walk straight through Shower. The Prowler gonna connect, the Dizzy gonna confirm it, and the pace is just unbelievable, but it's working. Look at this! They are just running them down! The only one to fight back was out of Captain, but the site is theirs. Spike's already down, and you're looking at Yedajay and CNED, the big man himself with the Sheriff, but he's only got 4 kills so far. This hasn't been a big map for him. Forsaken, yes, barely breathing, but still alive with a gun in hand. Something, yeah, a little tagged up, but still here. And the pain shell's good enough for something, but do they clear Forsaken diligently? CNED trying to take those steps, trying to get closer towards Lamps. Spots out Mindfreak, but time is becoming an issue. They've got to get moving. Yedajay noted, and now they go, but look at the reposition from Forsaken. That's lovely, but he gets cleared. Another 1v1, but time, Josh, is ticking. Divide tries to play the game, and he does so well. Heartbreak from the outset, 10 found for PRX. Double digits off the rip.
CNED needs to go huge with this Sheriff right now. Otherwise, PRX, man, I don't know if there's much else to say about this right now. We heard it from the coach, I believe, in the interview. It's like, even if you guys lose 13-0, hold W, keep holding W. And that's basically what they did. As soon as they, they get into that Viper Orb, they, one motion through Showers, take down Mr. Fallen, continue, not even stopping to set up the wingman for that plant, just hold W.
Man, it is a treat to watch them, you got to admit. But FUT on the receiving end, it's a hard game to witness. And already being pushed away from B-Long, PRX, just juggernauts running through this. Out of Captain, down a little low, you're looking at CNED, you're looking at out of Captain with those Sheriffs. It's Yedajay to strike, but still cleared up so quickly. A comfortable plant in the end. As I said, just bulldozering their way through. Plants there, Mr. Fallen and Cracks, what are you gonna do?
5 up long B, you got that Brimstone, triple smokes, 1 down at spawn, elbow, hookah, and CNED jumping through it too. I mean, his demise right now, PRX is just crushing it. Not much that these classics can do on the side of FUT, where we might be looking down the barrel of a 13-3.
Seems like he doesn't it. And again, the caliber of teams we have here, the fact that this is an elimination, and we've had, as I said, a champions winner in the form of CNED on one side, a finalist in the other, of course, PRX falling short to EG in the end, but still, what a series that was. Oh, it won't make much difference now, mate, knife or not. Nah, he's just gonna go for the spike in the end.
From the way they've been shooting.
Right there.
Didn't want to give that orb up to something, give him the thrash. I guess that's the logic behind that.
I mean, he was 1 away, so that's actually a fair assessment. Don't mind that. You're trying to play to the smallest of margins, but Josh, the problem is the overarching impact of this is that scoreline is just monumental.
Well,
this is it, isn't it?
This
could be the swan song of the entire run for FUT.
Judge on Raze, that's going to be fast Lamps control into his own paint shells right here.
Gotta say, Jing, a master of this, and that's why! Just a buckshot to the brain of Yedajay. The upgrade found, and sight control is theirs. As said, this could be the last real effort from FUT. If you're facing 12, it might be too steep of a climb, but for now, the plant is in. And the timer now set for FUT to try and take back this site.
Insult to injury with this Thrash. How many does it get? 1.
Oh, now they try and tighten the screws on the site itself. FUT, though, taking some good steps here. Something now makes his presence known, gets the upgrade and gets out, but they now know where he is. A nice little lineup there, can't deny it. That is going to secure so much time. And just bit by bit, Mindfreak is playing to that clock, working away at FUT, chipping them down, and Cracks tries as best he can, keeping them in this series, barely alive.
Barely is the key word. The economy is just shattered. I don't even know if they can afford to purchase more Vandals here. It's going to be Light Shields, Bulldogs. There's nothing else they can really do. PRX is just keeping the pressure on. And I mean, we see that from Jing. He gets the kill. It's a 5-on-4. He switches to the Vandal. He keeps holding W. But I mean, why not? Right now, with this lead, with this momentum, with this confidence, keep going for it. You have the rounds to play with to do these things and really just crush FUT at a certain time, 11-7, 11-8. Maybe that's when you get down to business. But right now, 7-round lead. Why not?
Keep it going. They'll set up here. Yeah, Jing knew it too. He's out of there. Forsaken overwatching to see if they try and re-clear that space, but a good start here for PRX, just testing the waters.
This defensive setup for FUT's making me nervous. The one-person spotting towards Hookah and the jiggle towards Long B.
Tell me how the captain's at least got full shields. He does, but it doesn't matter. The headhunter himself, something taken away out of captain and leaving pretty much Mr. Fallen all alone, and the wingman will, if not with Dizzy. Oh, good response. CNED's quick to it.
Help him out.
But they're starting to second guess. He backed away for a second now. Mr. Fallen screwed. He was all alone. CNED has to make up for that little bit of a mistake, that little hesitation. But now he's got no security. Has to fall away to CT and give up the site.
Bring them down. Spike planted. We found one. I'll find you.
The wrap towards Hookah. CNED's going to take down Mindfreak. That's huge. CNED starting to clear house. Forsaken, though, in a 1v3 position. Unconsidered thus far. Can he clutch up and get them to 12? Oh, it wasn't clean on the first. And CNED thriving there. Moved away for a second. Left Mr. Fallen to rot, but he came back at the right time.
Big round for CNED at 4K. Round by round, FUT needs to do this. PRX still in a really comfortable lead.
Yep. Maybe
having to do a low econ buy here, let another round slip into the favor of FUT, but I don't think they have to get a little bit nervous. I think this round, if you're going to use any to highlight the differences in teamwork between PRX and FUT, it's right here. We see how this player gets this kill in Hookah. He's driving it back out. No Viper wall to come up early enough for him to be able to go. First of all, it was a split into a 2A, 2B setup. CNED doesn't even follow through to help him away. Still, they end up with the round.
It's all stingers, all light shields. And why do I feel it might work? Jing's still alive, so I still hold my breath. But for now, it's an effective trade in favor to FUT. They keep the man advantage, they keep control, and they've seen a lot.
The reposition as well from FUT. Getting into that long B, CNED as well. Moving over, jump spotting for that Hookah angle, and the passive retake setup from Cracks on A Heaven right now. Really understanding exactly the only win conditions for PRX right now. That showstopper is also going to be in play, though.
That's a pixel spotted. And the captain going to keep his head down. And here comes the problem. Here comes the danger man, Jing. Didn't check Octagon, but sends it towards CT and gets a trade. Oh, but out of captain. Safe pair of hands there. That's another step. It's an arduous road, Josh. This is going to be a slog if they want to try and bring this back. The purchase now going to come up here for PRX. They've got rounds to play with, but maybe a timeout here before it gets too close. Keep them back in line. Give them that plan to move forward with.
11-7, 11-8. Those are kind of where you're hitting that red line of this is getting a little bit too uncomfortable considering where we were, where we came from. FUT still needing to play almost perfect at this moment. And I don't think they're quite there yet. They're winning the rounds. And it's not, though, off of good decision-making, really. It's off of the back of big heroic plays. So CNED getting that 4K in the previous round, getting that kill right before he dies to the showstopper here out of captain playing in the smokes. But what I don't like, what they did there with the 3B retake A, perfect. That's good. You're against Stingers. You understand what's going on. You're doing this gamble stack. But these other rounds, they're playing 2A, 2B. What are you going to do when, you know, you're against 3 or 4 PRX members and you only have 2 to defend right now? So FUT, they're kind of there, but there's still a way for them to slip, and PRX is just, they have 11 already. If FUT slips one time, that's overtime secured for PRX. There's not enough rounds to play with. They need to be absolutely perfect, and not only that, like, they're not even close to perfect right now.
They're not.
But
it could happen.
It could happen. I mean, it could happen. This would be really weird because normally Bind's an attack-sided map, and these are great compositions to be attack-sided. We
great
see
attack-sided teams
and
as well.
that too.
I mean, stranger things have happened. One away from the Nightfall, one away from the Fishhole, one away from Viper's Pit. We've got a lot coming up for FUT, but they don't have rounds to play with, as we highlighted. This is very much back to the wall Val. Similar scenes for PACIFIC as well. They should have a snowball round soon enough. We are seeing the Operator coming out for CNED.
That deep showers line is going to help alleviate some pressure for the defense. Cracks spotting short A, ready to dip into showers to help CNED or to just defend against that A site. And Ada Captain already shifting over towards A.
Oh!
That is not the opening you want.
No, that's an issue. That is a big problem, actually. And I wonder how FUT try to respond to this, because PRX now, with a very early advantage, above a minute, taking map control. They haven't given up much on the rest of the other side of the map either.
CNED shifting back over to this lamps here to watch short A deep. Instead of having that showers line, that Viper wall going up would block his sight line. So good reposition.
CNED, what do you do with this?
They understand right now. Nothing's happened towards B yet. It's going to be A.
CNED having to respect it. Has to back away deeper towards site, looking for a readjust towards maybe Tri-Box. Cracks is in towards shower, so that's still a big factor here. The ult going to come down to deny the plant.
30 seconds, and Yedajay's positioned if where that TP comes.
Wingman doing his job as best he can, gets denied again. Now the Nightfall, now CNED strikes. Jing gonna answer back in kind. Man advantage now with PRX, but Cracks' position could be huge. As can be said for Yedajay, but Mindfreak's watching it. Mindfreak wins, and now the problems begin. A 2v4, this is gonna be everything. Jing takes away out of Captain, and Cracks left to rot at the end of this 12. Calling and answered by Jing. PRX, after the timeout, get the job done, up to 12.
Match point.
Match point, and FUT's been feeling this pressure all game. That's 7-0 down to start off this map. CNED, he moved from showers because his teammate's Viper wall would cut off his vision if needed at B. He moves over to lamps. The enemy Viper wall is right there. Loses that vision that way. Needs to have a better position. I like the reposition. Wait for them to rotate back from B to short A. You get that line on them.
Yeah.
But maybe it needs to be from like on top of truck, in front of the truck, something like that. Gets a kill, is able to pivot away. Right there, he loses that sight line. Sure, he uses the paint shells and the boom bot just to stall, buy some time, but the 20 seconds on those brim smokes, it's not enough. 6 rounds in a row is what FUT needs, and PRX, they just need 1 round here. They have economy. Yes. They can do another buy round if they lose this, and they're so close to getting so many different ultimates online.
Yeah, just so if you're playing along at home, 1 away from Something's ult, so the Fish ult would be there, 1 away from the Viper's Pit. It's only 3 off for Jing as well. I mean, and that's not a million miles away for him, and 2 away from the Orbital Strike, you're right.
One of the things I noticed last round as well was that Jing was actually the one to pick up the orb at long B. I don't remember if it was last round or the round before that, but that to me signifies that they're in it for the long haul because he was down to he was at 1 ultimate orb when he went for it, so it got him to 2.
Yeah.
So they're thinking about just mass ultimates unloading at the same time. And right now, I mean, PRX, they can still gamble with a couple rounds here where they don't use ultimates and then just dump 4 at the same time, but need to use theirs off cooldown.
And welcome to the pace. Instantly off the rip, we're going to have a Nightfall over towards B and a quick take through towards Shower. Hell, it looks like the pistol round all over again, and they have no idea! Caught completely unawares, and PRX just making it hurt now. FUT down to Mr. Fallen and Yedajay to try and save the day, to keep them standing and breathing, but they have to give up the site. Detained. He backs away. But what do you do in this? A 2v3, and you're so far from the site.
They have that wingman, they have that Viper's Pit. If they're able to get into the back of the site, pop that Viper's Pit, get the wingman on the spike, use that Dizzy probably to get them the space. Thrash is invested instead.
They're trying everything. Kitchen sink included. Sends it in.
It
Does
caught
catch
him.
his target. Does get a man. They need to deal with him quickly,
They know, though.
They've got to spam it, and they're trying something, trying to evade. He's gotten down. 2v2. Time is now of the essence. They cannot
Ollie?
miss here, and Mindfreak is hitting everything! PRX being the force of nature we know they can be. Staying alive here and sending FUT all the way home.
Just an insanely difficult group to deal with, but needed that round on Sunset. They needed that map to take it to a third map because everyone knows how strong and deadly PRX are together as a team. Getting kind of unlucky with the draw they got against G2 going into this. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, that's the only reason that they're down here. Both these teams, though, were so good. Quality, playoff quality teams.
You're absolutely on the money, and there's a lot of respect for the side here. FUT came out and they tried. I mean, yes, map 2 was a brutal one. Map 1 was exceptional. As said, we are getting some high quality games out of these group stages. Some people were looking at the other groups of the group of death. You could have argued this had a lot of those elements to it as well, having teams of this caliber meeting so early. Devastating, obviously, to lose FUT here, but the better team came out today on top, which is PRX. That second map, Josh, was exceptional. Map 1 was a slog, but map 2 gave me glimmers of who they once were. Some real vintage PRX rounds.
This is definitely a team that you can't take lightly. You see them, they're running at you, they're confident, they've got the killer instinct, but it's not just one or two people that you highlight, it's all of them. They do it in tandem, they do it at the same time. It's just so much chaos to deal with, and they do it so well. They've been in these situations, and they are able to just snowball and steamroll through.
Yeah, the fans here turning out in force for PRX as well. Great to see the support there for them. And again, even in the earlier interviews with Yinzu, they weren't even looking that confident. They were like, oh, you know, we've been here before, I don't know. But every time you see me, you think, how can this team not be considered deadly? Every single time they come out and they look this good. What an absolute treat this series has been. And you got to feel for FUT on the other side. It's a hard one to face when it comes to this sort of situation.
Definitely difficult. Man, I'm actually annoyed that FUT kind of dropped the ball in that first map because Lotus, I think, would have been such a tremendous map to see the stylistic matchup. We have to wait until another day to see that from PRX because that double duelist comp that they have with this whole W style is so good.
No, it certainly is, and it's good to see them hitting their streak now. Some incredibly hard opening games. I think we could say this for both sides. But today, as said, PRX, that step above. After map 1, map 2 looked perfect. And the player you want to hear from will be Mindfreak, who'll be joining us for the Verizon post-match interview.
Hello, everyone. I'm joined by PRX's Mindfreak. Congratulations, Mindfreak! PRX의 마인드프레이크 선수 만나보겠습니다. 오늘 프리쇼에서 다바이 선수가 챔피언스 트로피 PRX 거지라고 했을 때 아니라고 대답했는데도 오늘 PRX의 경기력은 대단했습니다. 오늘 풋 상대로의 경기 평가 한번 물어보도록 하겠습니다. You know, in the pre-show, when Davai was asked, are you going to take the trophy? He said, nah. But today, you showed up and played it the PRX way. So how was it playing against FUT today?
I mean, it's a great match because last time we play against them is like last year in LA. So it was a great match and yeah.
작년에 만났을 때는 2023 챔스 LA에서 만났었는데 오늘 경기 아주 만족스러운 결과라고 하네요. 근데도 오늘 PRX의 바인드 원래는 순탄치 않았거든요. 다양한 요원 조합을 해봤지만 뭔가 그러한 결과 때문인지 오늘 풋과의 경기에서는 되게 시원한 승리를 보여줬습니다. 드디어 PRX만의 바인드 해답을 찾았는지 한번 들어보고 싶습니다. Your bind today was incredible, but this year it was a little shaky. But you know, you took that dominant win against FUT today. So I'm wondering, do you think you finally figured out what works best for you?
I think it's like in general, all over the maps. I think our map pool before was kind of shaky. It's like really small map pool because I think we're trying to play not with our strength. So in bind we kind of fix it, like we make a strats and protocols or whatever based on our strength. So yeah, it kind of show up today. Yeah.
PRX bind. Yeah, that was exciting. 이제 원래 요원 풀이나 맵 풀이나 조금은 빈약했다고 생각했는데 왜 빈약했냐면은 예전에는 조금 우리만의 강점을 살린 게 아니라 좀 그 흐름을 따라가던 그런 조합들이었기 때문에 그랬던 것 같고요. 이번에 바인드, 오늘 보여준 바인드는 우리의 강점을 잘 살릴 수 있는 그런 조합이어서 성공적인 결과가 나왔던 것 같다고 하네요. 그리고 다음 상대 국제 대회마다 만나는 EDG입니다. 하지만 사이먼 선수의 합류하고는 처음 만나는 거고 요새 중국 팀들의 실력이 경기력이 대단하니 다음 경기는 좀 어떻게 예상하고 있는지 들어보겠습니다. You know, you face EDG at every international tournament. What are the chances of that, right? But it's the first time with Simon on board, and also the Chinese teams have been really popping off. So what's your expectation going into your next match?
Probably just the same. I mean, like just play as usual because we met them so many times, and then we are familiar with their game. They are familiar with our game, so yeah.
Just do what you gotta do.
Yeah, exactly.
워낙 많이 만났던 팀들이고 뭐 페이퍼렉스도 EDG를 잘 알고 EDG도 페이퍼렉스를 잘 아는 만큼 그냥 원래 하던 대로 PRX의 웨이로 한번 해본다고 합니다. 이상 페이퍼렉스의 마인드프릭 인터뷰 만나봤고요. We'll be back with more VALORANT action tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for that. And now I'm joined by Devi here at the desk alongside Baby Bait. Devi, congratulations on the win. That was a tough one at the beginning. Let's talk about that map one because you guys have an excellent sunset, and a lot of us were a little confused as to why FUT picked it up. Were you guys confused as to why FUT picked it?
Not really. I think they knew our sunset was not bad, and we also knew that their sunset was great. So I think. So
you went into it already with the respect on their side.
Yeah, I think we kind of expected the veto that they're gonna pick sunset or lotus.
Yeah.
And it turns out they picked sunset instead of lotus. And yeah, I mean, we made a little bit of preparation, and we know their sunset is good. And they like to walk up mid a lot, like walk up A a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, it felt like there was a point in that one. I'm gonna actually go and find the track here because. Yeah, it felt like there was a point in time where you guys just decided, screw it, we're going to win.
He decided it.
Honestly, after round 20, it was back and forth. And one of the things we had noticed was you guys weren't really fragging together in a few of those rounds. Was that kind of the conversation you guys were having internally in the comms? We're like, guys, we got to play a little bit more together and we can beat them?
I mean, definitely. I think if you play against Turkish team, definitely you gotta level up your aim-wise. And you gotta shoot them, because we're not gonna find them. They're gonna come and find us, So we gotta be.
So you weren't shocked that they were so proactive the way that they were.
I mean, we knew that most of the Turkish team are very proactive when it comes to map control, and they like to come and shoot you in the face. So if you're not hitting your shots that day, then I guess you're going home.
But you guys are better at doing that. I mean, surely. But okay, so my question is on that map as well. How did it feel going up against that attack operator from Yedeje? Because he was going off, and I don't know, were you guys ready for that? Did you expect it?
I checked the bots recently, and I saw that he's been buying the operator and outlaw, and I kind of got deleted few rounds from him. But yeah, I was expecting for him to buy the operator due to the bots that I watched recently. Yeah.
Cool. All right, great.
Well, something also I want to talk about was your composition choice there, right? A lot of times you end up seeing, the info gathering agents, right? They were playing Decipher, for example. You guys opted not to do any of that. Is that just because you feel a little bit more comfortable with slicing off the sites? Do you value that? I mean, what's the PaperX thought process with the composition on
I think when it comes to Sunset, we believe that Sage is a very good agent in terms of getting the plan done, or even for the post plan, you can stop the retakes easily with the slow, we believe. And in terms of Cypher, we don't really have great Cypher player other than Forsaken.
Forsaken's got to do other things.
I'm not the best when it comes to Cypher, so I guess let's run Sage.
It's incredible how you guys you find ways to work within what you can do and what you want to do, and you still find success. So that's got to feel like a good thing.
Yeah, I want to ask you about the bind composition, because normally when you guys play bind, it's some crazy, some crazy stuff. And this time around, you just go to the default 100 Thieves composition, double initiator. who was the one that brought that up, and why did you guys decide to go that route?
We've been playing with the 100 Thief comp for a while, I believe, and before this we changed to something else. We tried to cook, but
yeah, you were using the Yoru before, yeah.
But I guess the Yoru is not it like the moment. So yeah, we were like, okay guys, it's not working, and this is our last chance to show that we are deserved to be here.
Yeah.
And let's go back to our default 100 Thief comps, and yeah, so far it's working in practice, and thankfully today is working out well.
But you guys were playing aggressive with it too. I mean, 100 Thieves wasn't doing that. The way that you guys were moving with it.
Yeah, we kind of tweak for little Rex gameplay a little bit.
Yeah. A little sprinkled little W gaming in there, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane the way that you guys are able to just use the double initiator to go aggressive, and you had some crazy moments in that last map on Viper. You ran through the TP and got a 3K. Do you remember that moment? And if you do, did you pre-fire CNED who had the operator? Like, I didn't even see him on your screen, dude.
I would say that was kind of lucky shot from me. Because I saw that CNED was like belong with the operator.
Yeah.
I thought the second guy was the CNET, but it turns out it was the Brimstone. So the third kill was
the tell was he has to be there. That's what I said. I was like, honestly, he probably just spammed because he figured that the operator was going to poke there, and
honestly,
hey, they paid off. It paid off, man. But you know what? I do have a bone to pick with you. One bone. All right. I need this confidence up. All right, your PRX, okay? W Gaming, you guys are freaking awesome. Yinsu asked you earlier, are you gonna walk away with a trophy? And you were like, nah. I never want to hear that again. Okay, I want you to keep that confidence up because you guys are genuinely an incredible team. You're such a joy to watch every single time, and it's very clear that the five of you have a lot of fun playing with one another. So yeah, man, you know, just say it with your chest. All right, you got this, brother. I believe in you. I believe in you. Hey, well, let's go ahead and get some business done here. And of course, we do have to say goodbye to both Talon and FUT Esports today. And look, I think all the teams brought their A game here today. I think Talon certainly, you know, that one, Baby Bay, that was a rough one. A tough pill to swallow for those boys because they certainly had the ability, the potential to push past this. It just wasn't their day today.
Yeah, and I would love to get your thoughts on it as well, because I feel like it's a team that has a lot of potential, and I heard that they're actually pretty good in scrims, and you have the opportunity to practice against Talon all year long. But now with the addition of Premi, just if you can foreshadow into next year, how do you think this roster is going to pan out if they stick together?
I think they will do great. I think given that amount of time that they had before Champions, I think it's too little to judge because we played them in practice and Premi is Premi.
Yeah,
he's
nice. He's him.
Yeah,
he is kind of nice with it. Unbelievable talent.
Yeah, I guess just too short amount of time, and I think they will bounce back in Pacific next year.
Yeah, no, for sure. And how was it going against FUT? You know, I mean, it's such a phenomenal squad, respectable Turkish roster. Any thoughts on those boys, you know?
I mean, they have former champion as well. I mean, obviously, like, it's a very hard game for us, but hopefully they will bounce back for sure.
Yeah. I know a lot of us are definitely looking forward to seeing what those teams could be doing in the future here. But now let's go ahead and see what's going on with our pick'ems powered by AWS and see what damage has been done today. So with that said, I mean, look, you guys were, you know, the favorite. It was, that group was always going to be tough, though. EDG, FUT, G2, as well as PRX. Of course, G2 moving forward in the competition and that #1 seed now. But that now leads yet again for the 1000th time you're going to play against EDG.
Yeah, our new rival, I would say, used to be DRX before, like over and over with meeting up, but now I guess it's our EDG brothers.
It's EDG, and look, a phenomenal team. You guys played against them last, but did you guys talk about, you know, after the loss and all that stuff? Like, how are you feeling about going up against them here?
I mean, not yet, I would say. We kind of like just focusing on the previous games that, because we also, let's be real, we haven't been playing really well. So we kind of like, let's go one by one. Like, let's just focus the FUT matches first. If we do win today, then we focus on EDG.
Yeah, no, for sure. Is there you know, what do you feel is going on in the camp, in the PRX camp right now? Is it just, you know, got to find the groove a little bit?
Yeah, I think if we can play like how we play today, I think definitely the PRX is slowly coming back. But coming to the match against DDG. I mean, they have new guy as well.
Yeah.
And I heard that nobody is calling now, right? If I'm not
I believe so,
mistaken.
yeah.
I think so.
So I think maybe it's gonna be something new that we used to play them. I think before their roster, they used to just like to brawl you out, like just swap picking, kind of similar to how FUT is playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say we just have to go and watch the VODs and really see like what's changing, you know, like what's making them like great now.
Yeah.
I mean, technically they almost beat G2 as well.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
That was a close game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, anything is possible
Yeah.
here, but hey, I always will believe in PRX. You guys have always been an incredible squad to watch, and I have no doubt in my mind you and Coach Alex and the rest of the squad are going to be putting in that work in.
Hopefully.
I'm excited for the game nonetheless. But tomorrow, though, playoffs is going to be on the line, and we got, you know, you got to wake up a little bit early, get that Red Bull, get that coffee going. I don't know, just make sure you prep. It could be a long day, all right? Could be a long one. We got Gen G going up against Sentinels, your Masters Madrid rematch, except this time they're not fighting for a trophy, they're fighting for survival. And then on the other side of that, you got Fnatic going up against Crew. Devi, you want to give us some predictions, some thoughts on that one?
That first one is going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
First one I think is a very tough choice to make. If I had to go right now, based on the performance and maybe some scripts, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
oh, he's leaking. He's leaking, buddy.
Yeah. What you got?
I mean, nah. Just kidding. But if I had to choose one, I think I would go for Gen G due to their like Shanghai
consistency across the year. Yeah, it's
Plus,
crazy.
you know, they did beat them as well, so you know this is going to be another rematch for sure. What about Fnatic Crew?
I believe that Crew is a team that could always upset any team.
Yeah.
But I believe it's always going to be Fnatic this time.
Yeah. Either way, it's going to be phenomenal matches across the board. Devi, my brother, I want to thank you so much for joining us, man. Once again,
absolutely, bro.
Always a pleasure to talk with you. Of course, you'll be seeing PRX take on EDG for that last spot in the group, and whether or not they can make it through, I mean, hey, anything is possible. It's Champion Seoul, baby. What an event it has been. What a day it has been. But that's going to do it for us here today. Make sure you join us tomorrow, same time, same place, right here for 2 phenomenal matches, and we'll see you then, folks. Take it easy.
Thank you.
And here we go. Talon Esports taking on Vitality. Both teams backs against the wall, do or die. You win here, you move on in the competition. It only gets tougher from this point forward, and you lose your tournament, your hopes, your dreams are done.
For Vitality right now, they're in large amounts of control, safe opportunities for him to get onto the board of a couple of these eco kills. Paranoia, blinded, quite avoided. Jitboys though sticking this one. What is the play right now? Fight to be won. Ult, bounded, up against the wall, but it's already stuck. Nice, guys. Governor's up and over as well with a TP. That's a reveal. Potentially cutting our players too. Roland funded to set this play up. Governor had nowhere to run. Not to break it, waiting for reinforcements first. Right out through here. Trying to take point and contact. Still kicks. You cannot be dominating this. My God, a 6-piece available. And here and now.
And go.
Yes, that's my ball.
Not just the ace, the 6-piece on top. A huge one for Vitality to take. In control the entire time.
Worried about the danger. Once more, Primi catching that contact and still swinging through and wide. He does just find the two, still safe. Wrangles the beast that is his rifle. Time earned as well with the damage done to save, surely. Inevitability safe, my goodness. It's a tap. Forcing out wide once more, still alternating. Primi with 3. 4 he's dropped. Governor sticking, half onto it. Beam down. Bang. Nice. Delivers that final blow. Talon battling back. Here in the footsteps, he's given away another kill. So 4 versus 4. Going in pound for pound. Sender, he's also going to be reinforcing this site up. He's with a nightfall, scattered through. My goodness, Sender delivers that death blow. Surely too much to overcome, and the timing couldn't be better from that one, Vitality. A 13-8 to finish this map. Vitality survive.
Survive being an important word there.
A lot of pressure for both of these teams here. PRX, they were our finalists of Champions 2023. And for FUT, that same event saw them go through an incredible run of their own. To lose here today, to be sent home here and now, would be an absolute heartbreaker for both teams.
got the first, he needs 2 more. Krax is low, 10 HP, desperate to try and catch him, but Wingman will be evaded again. 3 more bullets and another body found. A 1v1, he spotted him. A little sweaty in his hand, getting a little more nervous. Divide doing the dance around we go, buying time. Seconds on seconds, he's done so well! On the retake from already J turns, right place, right time with a shot. Eventually comes through from Krax. Sits towards the box, the time starts to dwindle. Jing goes down. These are individual attempts. Where's the swing off the back? Divine now comes around. Too late in the day. As Mindfreak in a 1v3, running out of time, running out of chances. A nice attempt, but it's too little too late. Yeah, there's the wall, there's Wingman. What do they have? Oh, it's so good. This is great. PaperX. This is the lifeline. This is the thing that could save them here. PaperX still alive, still kicking. PaperX bring this game back from the jaws of death. 13-11. That is the PaperX we were waiting to see, but it took damn long to get there, Josh. Right now it's Jing getting some, taken out at a captain. Mindfreak fighting Krax. This is looking like curtain call here. It's just perfect work from PaperX. 6 now. Cena takes away Jing, and now the crunch through the TP. They get the man back on Krax. Follow up. Divide! Just decimating 3. A glimmer of hope shattered in a second. Time is now of the essence. They cannot miss here, and Mindfreak is hitting everything. PaperX being the force of nature we know they can be, staying alive here and sending FUT all the way home.
What I'm expecting, you honestly don't know who's gonna knock who out. But the thing is with crew, like they can really show up and surprise. We're gonna be bringing our A game, so you better be too. We want a good game, we want it close, and whoever wins, wins, but we're gonna go down fighting, that's for sure.